Hey, what's up? Iron Tamer Dave Whitley here. I got a new 12 kilogram kettlebell from Kettlebell Kings, competition style. It's the first light competition size kettlebell that I've ever owned, and it's fantastic. I love it. It's amazing. I prefer it to my other 12 kilos for sure because the size is consistent with the heavier kettlebells that I use. What I want to do is show you a few things that you can do with a lighter weight, and you could do this with the standard smaller size kettlebell if you want to as well, but the competition style lends itself to this, and it necessitates being fairly light for the kind of stuff that I'm going to show you. How can we develop unruly, superhuman strength with a light weight? Well, specifically what I'm going to show you here over the next few minutes is some ways to use these lighter kettlebells, like this 12 kilo, in order to build specific types of grip strength that will then translate over into feats of strength like I do. Now, you don't have to do feats of strength to do these things. It's going to work, make your hands and wrists stronger and healthier all the way around. But I want to be clear that I came to do these sorts of things. And some of them that I'm going to show you are things that I've just kind of randomly picked up from people. If I remember where I got it, I'll make sure to give credit where it's due. And then some of the stuff is stuff that I haven't seen other people do, but I don't know if we'll get to any of that today. First thing I want to show you though is it's hollow. It's pretty cool. It's like if you put your ear to it, you can hear strength inside there. Hello. So they don't pay me to tell jokes. I'm going to take some chalk from Viking, and I'm going to apply that judiciously to my hands so that things aren't super slippery, because it's hot and humid here already at the end of May in Tennessee. The first thing I want to show you is a way that I can use this lighter kettlebell to work on supination and pronation, which has a direct transfer to some of the bending feats that I do. In particular, when I brace bend with the back of my hands between my legs and crank this way like I would do with a longer spike or a wrench or something like that. The actual technique, I don't have anything laying around here that I can quickly be ready to bend, but the actual technique would be to hold it here and use the legs as a brace and supinate the hands in order to bend the piece. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the kettlebell on its side. I'm going to hold it between the normal place that you would hold onto it on the handle and the ball on the side of the handle here on what some people would call the horns. And then from here, I'm going to roll it over, gently bring it down into supination, and then I'll pronate the same way. And because it is a leverage lift, the weight is displaced from the center of gravity toward the thumb side of the hand. It's quite challenging. And you can do both directions, the way I'm doing it right now, or you can do pronation with one hand, pronation with the other hand, or you can do supination with one hand, supination with the other hand, and do your sets that way. The more you move your body into it, the more you transfer the stress away from the wrist and into more of a full body lift, which is fine, nothing wrong with that. Bending is a full body activity. And it's going to develop some pretty interesting sensations and strength in this rotational supination, pronation movement. And also it's going to target the thumb. And it'll make it really difficult for the thumb to be pried open while you're holding on to something like that. So that's the first one, pronation and supination. The next one that I want to show you is a variation on the hammer lifting idea that you may see me do. I've got these double hammers that are really, really cool, and I'll lay those down on the floor and leverage lift them up. But you can mimic that with this kettlebell, I'm going to adjust the camera a little bit so you can see everything. And what I'm going to do, there's a couple different ways to do this one as well. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring it from lying down up to a vertical position and back down. Now this weight is quite light for me. So I can keep my elbows on the ground and actually lift the kettlebell completely off, I say the ground, completely off the bench and do this motion with it. If it's heavier, you can bring the elbows up and rock your body weight back to do that. That's the way I do with the heavy hammers. And then of course you can also do this completely unsupported like that, which is phenomenal. You'll build a lot of wrist strength that way. So I don't want to make this video too long today, so I'll show you some of the other stuff later, but play with those things. Play with pronation and supination, and play with what deviation is that? That'd be radial deviation, I think. Just taking the hand from there to there. Definitely will benefit your hand, wrist strength especially, and grip strength. So play with that. Let me know what you think.